Hello, my name is Lavano Mishakin, and I will be discussing the early stages of FarmLink up until the present. So I would first like to explain what FarmLink is. FarmLink is an application I designed to link farmers to charities and farmers to local communities who face food insecurity. So this app design was created to solve the issue of local communities not having access to fresh produce, and initially farmers being able to donate their surplus food. Through research, I discovered that farmers do not have surplus food. They mostly either sell their produce or they give it away. So what I did was change the platform. Instead of the food being surplus, I added a feature that allows farmers to sell their produce to the local community. And this actually would help the farmer to increase their profit. But in order to get to the final application design, it went through research and discovery. So I conducted research to understand the needs of farmers, food banks, and community members. This phase was essential in identifying challenges in food donation coordination and informed the primary goals of the FarmLink app. So the second phase was ideation and concept development. So using my research findings, I brainstormed solutions and developed core concepts for FarmLink. I focused on essential features like scheduling pickups, donation, messaging, and tracking donation receipts to address user needs. So the third stage was wireframing. So I created initial wireframes, low fidelity prototypes to outline FarmLink's layout, as well as the navigation and core user flows, building a foundational structure for the app's interactions. So my fourth stage was creating high fidelity mockups and a design system. So I refined these wireframes into high fidelity mockups, integrating FarmLink's branding elements. I also developed a design system with the consistent components such as colors, typography for a cohesive and accessible user experience. So the fifth stage was I conducted user testing, and then from there I would iterate the design. So I recruited testers to gather user feedback, which helped me identify areas for improvement. I iterated on the design based on the insights to enhance usability and to better meet the needs of the target audience or users. So throughout the journey of creating the FarmLink design, the app design went through many different tests and peer reviews, and more research was done. So throughout the journey of designing the FarmLink application, it went through peer reviews and user testing and of course more research. So after receiving feedback and gathering insights, there were adjustments made. Initially, the app could only allow the farmer to donate surplus food and for volunteers to pick up the food. So to make the app profitable, uh, the farmers are now allowed, of course, to sell on the platform and still make their donations, which still solves the main issue of food insecurity. So that was a sustainability issue that was solved. So, of course, throughout the research process and the new updates to the application design, new user personas were made to really zone in on who the target audience is and what they would need from the application and what are their pain points. So through testing and research, the target audience was narrowed down to farmers who want to donate, sell, and the communities who want to buy fresh produce. So this is Farmer Dan that just wants to have an user-friendly application to sell his fresh food, to receive a receipt for his donation, and as well as being able to communicate with different charities and read a little bit of information about those charities as well. This is the farmer selling produce, and what that farmer would need would be a way to communicate effectively with buyers, also a platform to list their produce, take pictures, and send videos, or I'm sorry, post videos of the produce that they have that they want to sell, and as well as connecting, having a way to bargain, because one of the main points was to be able to sell the food to the community for a cheaper price if that's what the farmer chose to do. And then finally, we come to the community buyer. So, what the community buyer needs is a way to have access to fresh produce. So, through the FarmLink application, the food can be shipped to them, or they can meet at a place to pick it up, which is really important that the messaging feature was put into the app. Also, to protect FarmLink, a disclosure was created to let the users know that whoever's using the platform, you're using it at your own risk when it comes to meeting people. So, and again, these are just the updated features. So, direct sales platform, donation system for produce, and a message board for farmers and charities, and of course, the community to connect. So, of course, if someone was to invest in the FarmLink application, they would want to make money. So I've listed two revenue streams, which would be transaction fees and subscription plans. So briefly, transaction fees would be collected anytime a user or the farmer sells on the platform. So because the food would already be at a reduced price, that really isn't taking away too much money from the farmer. A subscription plan would be put in place for farmers who want to boost their sales. So maybe they want to be more recognized on the application, or maybe they want their page to be in the forefront for when buyers are looking for different produce. So maybe they would be moved to the top, or their page would be featured. So when it came down to finally testing how this application would work, a flowchart was created. And so this kind of helped to eliminate snags that would be um, a hindrance from using the application. So on this, it is a starting point and an ending point for different tasks within the app. So it would be as far as messaging. Once you message the person and they get it, I found out you need to have a notification, such as farmers posting produce. When they post the produce, where are the people going to see this? So a profile was created for farmers. So a lot has gone into that, and as well as even the donation process. Uh, there was a starting and end point where you had to look for a donation, a charity to donate to, uh, list your donation, and then send it off. So all of these features were refined and really cleaned up through creating a flowchart. So after the flowchart was created, the prototype was refined. So what you're seeing here are the actual screens. So you're seeing the screens from the farmer, you're seeing the messaging system, you're seeing where the farmer would be able to find a charity to donate to, as well as the screen for listing fresh produce. So once this was put into place, the design needed to be worked on. So if you'll notice that this design has a very busy background, so that takes away from the important elements, which is just to see this, just to be focused on the screens to complete the tasks. So after making adjustments to the design and it being tested, there were other snags that were found. So what was done was another flowchart was made, and this time it was a flowchart just showing the process from the farmer donating, the farmer selling, and then the community buyer. So I wanted to make sure that each of these features flowed. And so what you're looking at are just the flow charts from each different process. So this is the final product. These are all of the screens, all of the features for the FarmLink application, the messaging system, donation process, and selling platform. And just to go over uh, to get to that point, it went through peer reviews, user testing, and different surveys to refine the application. Throughout the process of creating the design for FarmLink, I have faced many different challenges. One of the main challenges I faced was just creating more work for myself. I think it's very important to stick to the initial goal of what you want an application to do and build off of that initial goal. Instead of adding features, it just creates a lot of different work that a lot of unnecessary work. I also learned not to attach myself so much to the design. So keeping in focus that these are user-centered designs and that we're creating for the user. It's not We're not creating for ourselves. So I think that was one of the main takeaways. I would definitely use these everything that I've learned going forward into creating future projects. So I actually would follow this step. I've learned to just stay focused. So that was one of the main takeaways. Thank you so much for your time.